Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and today I wanted to check out the Soulframe Preludes TennoCon 2024 gameplay, I guess, trailer showcase, and we'll do a little review on it and judge Soulframe. But I did want to bring up something that's a little suspicious about this. Soulframe re-uploaded their gameplay trailer after the first one they uploaded got a lot of hate and dislikes. So the previous one, it was at 64,000 views, and it had 1.5 thousand dislikes and 1.5 thousand upvotes on YouTube. And they re-uploaded it, seemingly to get rid of the dislikes they got. And now, even with this re-upload, they're only at 1.2 thousand likes, and it looks like 300 or so dislikes. So little suspicious that they're doing that already before the game is even released, so it's not a good look. But let's take a look at the game. It should be a melee RPG built off the same engine as Warframe, I believe. Evolution engine, maybe? So let's take a look. This is their pre-alpha preludes, and they should have, in the next handful of months, a full-on, full-released alpha or beta version for people to play. But that doesn't really mean too much, because this is the first look we have of the game. So, a little bit of an intro. I'm just getting right into it. We start off, there's a lovely bird flying around. We're going to skip a lot of the boring stuff. We're not going to look at every single thing. But this is how it starts. Beautiful. Her rally drum. Yes. We get a good introduction to the game. It's a little foggy, a little hard to see, but nothing that bad, right? Everything is during wartime. We see trebuchets, things on fire. It's medieval fantasy themed, and that's what we can see from the get-go. After all, fantasy, because we don't have magic if it's just medieval, so. Not bad, not bad. That's your little birdie. Your Maymay's hum. And then it takes you into the little intro. And this is where you create your mother. You quickly make some narrative choices. Has different dialogue, I assume, based on different hair coloring, all of that you choose. So you just basically you make your mom. Pretty boring. We're gonna skip over this quickly. And then you get into the actual game.
That was a sneak peek at War Song Prologue.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, it's the intro quest, and what you saw there is how you
Intro
create
quest?
the first customization template of your character. There'll be more for that to come, so you can customize further. We're jumping
the
a bit
beaver.
now to a bit of a showcase on how you can
beaver
get
tail.
the next ancestor.
Yeah, so that's gonna be, I guess, your next ancestry intro quest. Pretty cool. It's just an intro quest. I didn't want to go over that too long because it wasn't a lot of dialogue or a lot of things to show off, but this is how they show off the game. First off, I don't like how they make it so foggy, but it makes sense with the idea of clean the area, cleanse the fog and everything. Now, I'm not going to be talking about a lot of this. This is your hub base area. You just teleport in, you have your different areas. This is where you bring people after you save them, it seems. Similar to, if you want to, Destiny 2's hub area, the Warframe hub area. Most games have kind of that central hub area. And this is where you like rescue ghosts, ancestors, etc. You go over your collected loot, right? This is your encampment. Of course, you can pet the dog. He's a good wolf. And everything's all well and good there. Like, the game looks good. And it's a pretty good looking game once they fix out how bad it can look in certain areas, because I don't think it looks bad here. It's properly lighted, and it looks nice. They're just going over equipment, weapons. You swap out your arm, by the way. Different helmet. There's a lot of general upgrades. Okay, now you get back down in the world, right? I don't like how they made it super foggy and just, like, bad to see, but that makes sense with the whole cleansing the area vibe. So we'll go back to turning on dialogue of the game. Right? Like, it makes sense. I don't think the visuals of the game are amazing, but it looks like good. Nothing out of the ordinary, and the set pieces are very pretty. But remember, it is foggy and dull looking because you must free the land from sinecure, right? You gotta cleanse the land and then it will brighten up and beautify. And now we get some proper combat look. This is where people are starting off to have their issues, right? You go invisible, you use your skill, normal stuff there. And this is the first thing. People are memeing this, just like Warframe. Your executions are off by a mile. It's not really a huge issue, but people are memeing the hell out of it. Let me know what you think of the combat, because a lot of people think it's a little too slow and floaty, which I can get. If you've played Warframe, Warframe had a expansion called the Duviri Paradox, and it seems like it was a trial version for if they could do melee combat in Warframe, and it honestly was like a trial version of this, 100%. You cannot convince me otherwise that the Duviri Paradox was not a trial for Soulframe, or at least a test bed for Soulframe. So the combat is very similar to that, but it looks like Soulframe's combat is a much better, improved version of that. But it is still kind of something to think about. Looks like a general melee RPG with magic, right? Soulframe, Dark Souls, Elden Ring. Looks like a Soulsborne. Oh, here's where things get really bad. So you might notice the boss comes in, and then the lighting gets really weird. So every time he attacks, these awful lens flares pop up everywhere, and when an ability goes off, it's like blinding to the point where you can barely see. Like, look at this shit. That looks awful. What is the lens flare on your bow and on his abilities? So they really have to fix the lighting. Seriously, what the hell is going on? Look at that! It looks like your character's kind of zoomed in a little bit here. I don't know, it just seems a little close. But either way, you go in and I guess you just go and get destroyed. But the main issue I see with the game is how bad the lens flare visuals are. Really bad. Like, what is that? Why is the rat giving off a lens flare? Yeah, so they kind of have to fix some visuals. I can't wait to actually try the game to see how it plays, though. Because this is, you know, this is how someone else plays. Totally could play a lot better in someone else's hands, or maybe it'll look better in someone else's hands. Ruben! No. The bad dog. Quiet down. But it's hard to say, right? But obviously, before you cleanse the land, I hate how foggy it is and like how you can't see that far ahead. But like, it makes sense. And it is like duller. It's gray. Not a lot of color yet. Because again, you gotta fix the land. And now we have lightning, dude. Yeah, you lie down, Ruben. So the lighting is just awful. It's way too randomly bright, and it clogs up a lot of the screen. I think the visual effects with the lens flares don't help at all. So the lighting is, I honestly think, the main issue right now in this game is how do they make everything so bright, yet at the same time so dark and so visually noisy. I have a theory that it's because, like, it's the evolution engine, or I think that's what it's called, we were talking about earlier, right? And I think it's because it's essentially built off the same Warframe engine. Warframe is a game where constant abilities, explosions are happening, and it's a visually very noisy game. So I think this game will hopefully overcome that. But right now, it's definitely way too visually noisy. There's just too much random lighting off on, lens flares, coloring, and it just, you don't want to look at it, which is kind of a problem. So I hope they fix that before people start playing it. But other than that, I think it does look good. Ooh, here. So you have to go find a little ghosty and go save the ghost. You gotta pursue the puppet. Right? Like the set pieces of the area, the forest, the runes, they look very pretty. And we have seen a different 20-30 minute gameplay preview of Soulframe. Same idea, it looks really nice. Oh no, you gotta fix the idol statue. Right, it's like you're playing some good old-fashioned Wind Waker, you gotta hit the tune. And now you have unlocked a little mini dungeon, or something like that, right? Just kidding, it's just, yeah, it's just like a little mini area. Hit that. Nice. You have a French NPC lady, wherever she is. She'll pop out shortly. Just pops out from behind you. Hey, she's a ghost. Oh, she reminds me of that one Street Fighter character with the like two horn, yeah, with that like hair setup, hair headset thing.
I am the witch Verminia. Enchantée.
So yeah, you have a French witch. Very hard French accent. Nice, nice. Oh my god, these are all rat tails. These are all rats. Oh my god. Okay, I don't like her anymore. This is terrifying. She is the rat queen. Oh my god, are we gonna have a rat king in this game? Like, look at them! She's just wearing corpsed rats. I don't even know if she skinned them. They just might be dead rats.
Envoy, before you go, un amuse-bouche.
Yes. And then you get some loot. I think she'll then go back to your like player hub world, your area. Spooky boss, hail this thunder. Ooh. But yeah, a lot of the reviews and chat about this game have been very negative, to the point that, again, Soulframe legitimately deleted or unlisted and then re-uploaded the Soulframe gameplay. So, I don't know. It's not a good look right now. I think the game will be fun, but it's just, I'm cautious about that one. Oh, crap. Oh, I get it. You had to get the elixir from her to cleanse the land. Boom! And then you cleanse the land. See? This is what I'm talking about lighting. This looks like shit. The sun in the background made it look so terrible to the point where he had to straight up, or like they had to move the character to face away from the light, right? Because you're gonna see, if they turn back to showing the light in the background, it looks awful. So they really have to fix how bad the visuals of the game look in that regard. IMO. I like that you're more zoomed out now, though. Because like earlier, remember when the character was like this whole screen? I don't know if it has automatic zoom in and out. It's a little odd. Okay, they're just getting absolutely destroyed. This is what I think when I say like, it looks like a Dark Souls game, but like not hard. Like it looks like a melee RPG, but an easy type of Dark Souls game. Yeah, even with the land restored, I was expecting like the land to be a little more vibrant or like a little more saturated, more colorful, but it's looking a little still dark and dreary, to be honest. No, you quiet down. Shush. So they definitely could work on that. Right, like you see how bad this looks? This does not look good in my opinion. So that's why they had to constantly make sure the sun wasn't in the background. So I think they really should try to fix how bad the lighting can be in some situations.
So I think Joe's gonna go introduce you guys to Verminia and her.
Yeah, this is where you pop up, right? You get a little new witch's hut. I assume this is gonna be your alchemy hut, like your brewery. And it could be a bunch of other stuff. Ooh, maybe brewery clothing as well. Because she is Rat Queen.
Final implementation, but
okay, yeah, you can pimp out your clothes. Ooh.
Now this next one, I don't think we would purposely do it. We want to.
Nice. So yeah, looks like you unlock as you slowly play the game. Oh. Little bossy dude. I didn't really care to hear them just talk about clothing colors, right? Boring stuff, boring stuff. Spooky. The enemies look really cool, so I can't wait to play. I hope it'll be a little more difficult, but we'll see. Gamers hate difficulty sometimes, so it's hard to tell. They want it, but then when it is, they don't. Yeah, it's a little weird. We'll never truly know. Oh, it's a three-headed bear. It's the bear, the Tricera bear. But yeah, that's the Soulframe so far. First look, or I guess not first look, but Preludes combat. Yeah. Good? Bad? Otherwise, let me know. Let's take a look at comments and see what they have to say. Okay, combat looks super stiff and sluggish. Really need to make it butterfly smooth because that does not look very fun to play. Damn. Also, the FOV, at least in this footage, way too close. Hopefully you can double it. Visual style and graphics look good. Yeah, the worst part about Warframe is how bad the FOV is still. Because a lot of people are saying you're still too zoomed in. It's a lot better than Warframe, but it looks way more zoomed in these areas. And then later on, it looks like you have a little bit more room, you know, like during this fight, you have more FOV or more room away from your character, but it is still kind of close. So I agree. Warframe has a notoriously low FOV for how much you have to run around that game and how close your character is. So yeah, it's very, please fix it, right? It's very rough. Ooh, yeah. Really not enjoying that camera, way too zoomed in all the time. See, this is because it's like a Warframe based engine. It's like Warframe, but a different game. The FOV in Warframe is terrible and you are way too zoomed in. It doesn't help. So they do have to fix that, I agree. Because I don't think people realize how badly zoomed in Warframe is. Like, at all. Gotta sort out stiff combat. It's in pre-alpha. That's not a good excuse. It's being shown off. Don't bother excusing like bad gameplay for just it's alpha. If it's shown off, it's criticized and it's valid criticism. But if you just want to be like it's alpha, then Warframe's in beta. So is it a shit game forever, right? It's a dumb argument. Either way, it's an alpha, and that's what it's going to be argued on because that's what they're showing. They already deleted and re-uploaded this because it got so much hate. That's not a good sign. You need to understand that. But yeah, it's a re-uploaded video. They hit originals because there are more dislikes than likes. Well, close to it, but yeah. Think why people did not like it and why D is doing shady things again. Yeah. Never seen someone so critical over a pre-alpha. I don't know why this person thinks people aren't going to judge a game based on what you're shown. That's just kind of stupid. Like, yeah, they're showing the game. What do you want? You want people to judge it based on hopes and dreams? Like, it's shown off and then it'll be judged. Don't be dumb. Of course, like what else is there to judge other than what we're shown? Sorry D, but this game is being put through hell by so many people because of the really janky combat, imprecise hitboxes, and eye-singeing lighting effects. Yeah, the lighting is dog shit. Absolutely atrocious. Some of the worst I've ever seen in a modern game. Please improve on these aspects of the game massively. Like, the lighting just absolutely sucks. Some of the worst. I think it's because it's the same engine of Warframe, right? Like the same like evolution engine. So lighting can be all over the place in Warframe because it's brighter and there's chaos everywhere. But it doesn't work well in this game right now. Oh my god, Asmund hates Skull, so you know. It's good. Anyone knows voice actor? Yeah, it looks pretty cool though. Nimrod, inept person. So a lot of people overall, probably most of the Warframe fans of course, are pretty excited for the game. Game bad. Don't do this. If you're just gonna be like games in alpha, don't talk about it or like don't complain about it, then why would they show it off? But yeah, oh my god, everyone's just fighting. No, don't be dumb. Judge the game based on what you see and what you can actually judge it on. Don't judge it based on that dumbass comment. Don't judge it based on something you can't see. Like, don't judge it based on hopes and dreams. Judge it based on what you see. And then when improvements happen, look at the improvements. It's not that difficult, right? Like, shit, dude. Don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Looks like Duviri before the paradox. Yeah. I'm hoping they fix up a lot of the combat issues, but it's mainly lighting for me that I hate. Combat can be fixed somewhat well. Oh yeah, I'm thinking these shouldn't be posted publicly. People don't know the context and judge it like a game is about to come out. That's because it is about to come out. It's releasing in a beta alpha in another handful of months, fall 2024, and that's irrelevant. Once it's released and once people can play it, it's a released product. If you excuse it for being an alpha or beta constantly, you're trash and you're not worth anyone's time. Because guess what? That's a bullshit, that's like the most bullshit reasoning. Games can be in forever alphas, games can be in forever betas. That's how you get feedback. Like, you can't judge something based on what you assume the future of the game will go. To anyone saying, look at Warframe, judge it based on that, that's a different game. I could judge DE based on the amount of studios or like failed projects they've had, right? Like, no, I'm judging something based on what we've seen. And when we get more of it, we'll see more of it and play more of it. And guess what? judge it more. But for now, the game has a lot of issues, and they clearly have to fix that before it goes public for gameplay release. If they do, especially that fucking lighting, holy crap. Once they fix that, it'll be in a lot better state. So I really hope they fix the god-awful lens flares. I don't know who decided lens flares were going to be the style of the game, but if it's on launch, this game's just going to get shat on. Because the visuals and the noise of the game are terrible. I know a lot of what they were saying. They're like, guys, it looks terrible because of the compression and like YouTube and stuff. But I don't think uncompressing this is gonna fix how shitty it looks, or like is gonna take away these god-awful lens flares. What is this? That frame. Oh, it's because it's like, what is this? So it's just bad lighting right now. The main issue I see is the bad lighting effects. I can't judge the combat a ton because like it looks a little slow, but it could play pretty good. So until I actually play it, I don't know. Can't say too much, but it does look like it's an easier, simpler, Souls-like RPG styled game, but with a live service sort of MMO light feel to it. So that's what I'm thinking of the game right now. Hopefully they fix a lot of these issues before they release it publicly for the beta, alpha, whatever the fuck they feel like calling it. And by then, if it's fixed up a little bit more, yeah, we'll see. But as long as it's not a colossal failure and it sucks to play, it'll probably do okay after they fix up a lot of issues over the first year. Yeah, like what the hell is that? That's what I really wanted to see. This move right here, motherfucker becomes a goddamn metronome of every color imaginable. What is this? Why does he become Diamond Knight? What is with this? Yeah, so they really should fix up. His rod when he tries to push you just glows. Yeah, so there's some goofy lighting, but overall I think it's a pretty solid game and it looks fun. But it's hard to really judge the gameplay until you get your hands on it. So if they fix up, give it better FOV maybe, make it less zoomed in, because Warframe is already so zoomed in. I kind of hate that about it. It's my worst issue with the game, just from like a playing gameplay sesh issue. It's like, holy shit, you go from playing one game, go back to Warframe, you really notice how zoomed in it is, and it doesn't feel great. It takes you like an hour, like 30 minutes sometimes to get back into the rhythm of it. So I'd like to have it less zoomed out, or zoomed in. Fix the lighting. Combat overall looks slow and like kind of like floaty and weird, but I don't think it looks terrible. Mainly I have to try it and play it because I don't know how it's going to even interact with like keyboard, mouse, or controller or anything. So it looks fun. Well, no, looks solid, but dear God, does it have some bad issues. And by the time it releases in beta, alpha, whatever, publicly in another handful of months, I'm looking forward to it. I just hope there's more than like 10 hours of wanting to play it, right? I hope it's like, hey, I'll want to play it for hundreds of hours, not like I'll play it 10 hours, it'll feel okay, but then I'll just give it up. So we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. And it at least looks good. That's all I can really say about it for now. So let me know what you think. Like if you want to support the channel, you can use the Epic Games creator code Pupsker, and I'll have the link to the Soulframe Preludes video in the description. So go check that out, leave a comment, or upvote, downvote it if you want. I downvoted it purely because they re-uploaded it, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm like, why would you re-upload it? No. Because YouTube likes and dislikes don't matter. Why would you bother re-uploading it? So goofy, so goofy. So then I will dislike it out of principle. But it looks good, so I'm happy about it. That annoyed me. Either way, let me know what you think. Cheers.